Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, Siriana Tarot. This is going to be a reading for June 23rd, 2020. This is a reading for the collective for all signs, so take what resonates and leave what doesn't. All right, so I hope everybody out there is getting in their feels, riding this Mercury retrograde, solar eclipse, summer solstice energy here in the northern hemisphere, and we've had some pretty major shifts. We're also receiving sort of an upgrade to the crystalline grid of the earth. So if you guys have been feeling a little, maybe a little achy, a little bit sleepy, make sure you guys are getting your rest and taking care of yourselves. Okay, so just like yesterday, we're going to be using the Tarot Nefertari, and I'm also going to be using the Isis Oracle. And before we get started, I'm going to pull two of our little Divine Doors messages for the end of the reading. So let's see what comes through. Ooh. Wow. All right. All right, so before we get started, let's go ahead. We're going to call in angels, ancestors, loved ones who have passed, spirit guides, ascended masters, and spirit to the space to deliver the messages that the collective needs to hear June 23rd, 2020. Oh, you guys, I do apologize about the background noise. Someone wants to join in. Quite the show, huh? Dogs howling are announcements. Sometimes of someone passing, but it doesn't have to be. All right. The Magician in reverse. The Lovers in reverse. Wow. The Eight of Cups in reverse. Ooh, okay. So this is the rule, guys. Everything in reverse means we get to put them upright. Look at that. Some of you guys are getting married. Some of you guys are getting married out there. Some of you guys are just making a commitment. This is you and your higher self. It's a commitment to balancing the masculine and the feminine within. You're making a commitment to this spiritual journey that you guys are on. I know I say this quite frequently, but those of you out there who listen to me, you guys are very powerful and you're very specific. You're a lot different than the norm. And I say that in a very loving and a very proud way. Okay, like you guys aren't the surface level types. All right, and so that's how I know that for some of you, yes, surely this is about love. For some of you, it's about, it's union between you and your higher self. But for a lot, and if not all of you, see, I'm getting choked up. You're making me stutter because I'm oftentimes in awe of the energy that I pick up on. And when I read your comments, or if I ever am blessed to be able to talk to you personally, the power that you guys exude, is sometimes even for me daunting, right? And so I'm really picking up on this beautiful energy here. Look at that. Oh my gosh. The Sun, right? The happiest card in the deck. This is co-creation. This is coming together. This is everything is going to be just fine. This is happiness. This is you guys. This is the summer solstice. This is the energy that we have available to us in this, at this time. And there's so much powerful stuff going on, you guys. So much powerful stuff going on. The Magician, Mercury energy. We've got Mercury in retrograde, although it can be Venus or Gemini energy. Remember, we also have Venus and Gemini. So again, for some of you guys, this is that union of past love, either from this lifetime or from many different lifetimes, coming back to you. All right, but it doesn't all have to be romantic, okay? It can be just a really powerful soul connection between best friends. It can be between family members. It can also be a passion of yours. And again, for a lot of you, you guys do the work and you're feeling it, and you're meditating and you're praying and you're working on moon magic. You're doing candle magic, aromatherapy. You're Reikiists, you're healers, and you guys are seriously kicking ass and taking names, and there's no doubt about it. So you are where you're supposed to be. You guys are doing what you're supposed to be, and you're going to reap, if not already reaping, the rewards of that. The Magician speaks to your power of manifestation. The Lovers, you guys have made this choice, the coming together of two, whatever that means for you. You guys know better than I do for your individual lives. The Eight of Cups, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces energy. More explicitly, it's Saturn and Pisces. It's about walking away. It's about really choosing you over anything else, and not in an egocentric, in an egocentric way. It's just the necessity. A lot of us are overgivers, and if you listen to yesterday's reading, I was talking about really taking down those paradigms that we're not good enough, or that we have to work double time for somebody's love, or for abundance, or for respect, or acceptance. And I feel like you guys are walking away from that. You're like, this just doesn't resonate with me, and it just can't anymore. The worlds that we're creating are internal worlds, and then also within our community and on a national level, and everything that's going on with Gaia is no longer supporting those paradigms or those beliefs that we're not good enough, or that we're not equal, or that we don't deserve love. Okay, and so this is what I'm picking up, walking away from that. The Lovers card also brings back, in the Judeo-Christian tradition, the idea of Adam and Eve, and it's also choosing knowledge over ignorance, and being ejected from the Garden of Eden. But you know what? Being okay with that, because this is what needed to happen. This is what there was no way to live or to continue on in ignorance, right? Or to continue on like with the knowledge that you're now privy to, whether that comes in the form of clairaudience, clairsentience, whether it comes through messages and music, or whether it comes through prayer or through meditation, or listening to readers and psychics that really resonate with you, okay? Because that's really important. Remember, not every message is for you. These are general readings, but really having that knowledge, it changes your perspective, and it makes it hard to walk around the way that you used to once you have sort of this higher understanding and of love and happiness. It's also really a big part of timeline jumping, which some of you guys might have heard me talking about, but it's about realizing that you're in one place, your timeline here. And you start to realize you're not happy with things, okay? Again, it could be the social injustice that we're experiencing, the inequality that has become normalized and that we all just sort of, just accepted over time. That's just one example, but it can come in lots of different forms. It could be the relationship you're in. It could be, again, the way that it could be that you don't really, the things that you tell yourself, right? Believing that, in order to have money or to have abundance or love, that you need to, bleed, you need to sweat, you need to cry for it, because that's just not always true. And it's actually a belief that although there's something about working hard for things, and there's some things that we are going to bleed for and we're going to cry for, but we don't always have to hurt or to cry or to bleed to receive something good. And that's something a lot of us were not taught in our societies or within our families. And I feel like that's what you guys are walking away from, and that's the knowledge, okay, that's getting you sort of ejected out of the Garden of Eden. But it's a good thing, okay? Trust me, it's a good thing. Now, because there is a return, okay? But I'm not going to get into that today. So the Three of Cups energy is this celebration. It's also coming together of the collective, of you and your soul tribe. It's finding people who share the same ideals as you. It's also, sorry, if I go back to timeline shift jumping, being in a place where you don't resonate anymore. And some people, recently actually I was out to lunch and somebody asked me, well, how do you do that? How do I do this? How do I make this shift? And it's like all of a sudden you start focusing on what it is you do like what makes you happy. What is it that you want, not what you don't want. And then what basically happens is all of a sudden all of a sudden things start falling in place. And I'm trying to see if I explain this correctly, and your reality begins to shift. And so you can no longer be a part of what was here when you were, at one point you were resonating down here. Okay, and then you can no longer do that. And there are these subtle shifts. It's not going to all happen at once. It's not like you're going to, everything goes black and boom, you wake up on a different, on a different timeline. But for a lot of us, well, at least, not usually, but for a lot of us, it's going to be, there are these subtle shifts, and slowly what you no longer resonate with. Can you tell it's Mercury retrograde? I sound like a broken record. What you no longer resonate with is going to drop away. And then all of a sudden you're going to start seeing like there are people that are showing up in your lives. There are opportunities that you're presented with that match your energy more. And then all of a sudden this previous timeline that's like you don't even think about it anymore. Where did that person go that I used to spend so much time with? Where did, whatever. So it's these subtle shifts. And so it's this Three of Cups is that union. It's that reunion. Now, for some of you guys, this is going to be romantic, right? Some of you have manifested your twin flame, your soulmate. This is total, complete happiness. You're walking away from loneliness from your past life. Three of Cups is marriage. That's a beautiful story. And that's a fairy tale right there in 5 cards. I mean, absolutely beautiful. But for others of us, it's not going to be like that. Okay. And it's about this timeline shift. It's about sort of getting together, feeling good around people that share the same beliefs as you do, and not in some sort of xenophobic way of like, we all need to think the same things, right? But it's about, we all have to be vibrating at that same frequency and supporting each other. Just earlier, I was talking about this with a friend, and I know I've mentioned it a few times because there's a Rumi quote associated with it. And I'm sorry, I'm going to try to find the book. And he says there are 100 ways to kiss the ground. And so like getting together with your soul tribe is going to be so beneficial for you. And it's also going to help you in this transition, because this 8 of Cups, whether you're walking away from people, situations, a previous life, making that timeline shift is going to be really important, that you know that you're supported. And if you're not supported in the 3D, okay, this is Spirit's message that you are supported, by your angels, your ancestors, your guides. Everybody's rooting for you to do this, okay? And that you're never alone on this journey. So again, apparently these readings this week, you guys, are going to be really long. So my apologies. All right, let's see what additional messages we have for the collective. Regret. I know that I cannot change the past. Yep. So it was funny. As soon as I pulled this card, I thought of the Garden of Eden, taking a bite out of that apple. Don't regret knowing what you know. Sometimes we wish we didn't hear something that we've heard, or that we didn't know something that we know now, because life would just be so much easier. The ignorance is bliss, but that's not really the path you've chosen. And that wouldn't really be possible for you. So Spirit's saying eliminate the regret here. Gratitude. I am thankful for this life and the opportunities that it presents. So yes, that's funny. That brings me back to what I was going to say about that 3 of Cups. The book is on the other side of the room, so I can't read it to you guys, the description of the 3 of Cups in that deck. But it is also about being grateful for the blessings that you have received, this knowledge that's helped you make this choice, even though it might not have always been really easy. Learning these tools, the magician has all of the tools to create his own reality and to manifest what he desires, what he wants, what's for his highest good. Okay, all of that is showing up in the 3 of Cups, and that's the gratitude, the ritual that's necessary for, being thankful for your experiences, everything that's come before, and everything that you're going to receive as well, because this is a really nice, auspicious sign of good things to come. And that some of you guys, your wishes are being granted, whether that's love, money, health, happiness, a family. you know, 2 becomes 3 in the Three of Cups, and that's something to be celebrating. So some of you guys, this might have to do with pregnancy. You know, the Sun card oftentimes does relate to children as well. Okay, but that can be literal or that can be figurative. Maybe you've already had children, you know, maybe, you know, but it's about what is it that you're creating? What is it that you're birthing? And I heard the funniest term, and I haven't been able to figure out how to work it into one of my readings, but it was a birthquake. But this is a birthquake of, you know, of happiness, excitement, love. Look at that, and happiness comes out. Lots of heart chakra energy coming through here with the green. I'm aware that being happy means I'm on the right path. That came out for us yesterday. Oh, you guys, and look at the bottom of the deck. I know that I'm never alone. Loneliness. Some of you guys are coming out of loneliness. For some of you guys, it's just realizing, you know, who your collective is, who your soul tribe is. One of my favorite readers was talking about being part of a pack versus being part of a tribe, right? And a lot of us are leaving the pack behind because we know that, you know, the tribe is calling us, and the pack can be those lower frequencies, you know, things that we thought we belonged to, but we really kind of don't, you know, especially after being granted this, you know, this wisdom, or finally hearing the wisdom that we have within, right? Communing with source, with your higher self. I mean, this is just such a beautiful, this is that summer solstice energy, you guys. Wow, this is like the best reading ever. The best reading ever. I know I should be like, I feel like I should be, I was just meditating, so my energy is, I'm calm, I'm Pacific, but if I hadn't meditated so recently, I would be like through the roof, you guys. Because this is awesome. You made a really tough choice here. And not everybody is willing to see, not everybody's willing to take a bite of that apple. But like I said, you guys are bosses. My collective, my listeners, you guys are a breed of your own. All right. And we get extremes, hot moon. Wow, for some of you guys, this is an insanely passionate relationship. Yeah, and I feel like this really also speaks to summertime, you know, in the northern hemisphere. For those of you in the southern hemisphere, I know, but it doesn't mean that things aren't going to get hot and steamy for you, right? But this is passion. This is bold. This is the energy. Look at that. We have these 2 hot suns. 2 hot suns. Look at that, just burning. It's also this burning desire, you know, it's also burning away what no longer serves you. All right, and then we get action. Waxing giveth 6, action. Look at that. This is you guys taking action. This is that yang energy. If you listen to yesterday's reading, you know, I was talking about sometimes we get stuck in the yang energy of like having to go, do. But I'm not picking up on this so much as being a negative thing. You know, the sun is the divine masculine, and this is divine masculine manifesting love and happiness and balance. And it's not easy because there's something that needs to be walked away from, but 2 becomes 3. This is this explosion of happiness and joy. And then also learning to like not regret the choices that you've made, because it takes that yang energy to be decisive and say, you know what, once and for all, this is what I need to do. And also setting those boundaries. This yellow energy is more like sacral chakra, but I'm also picking up with the sun, like a lot of the solar plexus chakra, the energy of making those decisions and setting boundaries and saying, I'm no longer willing to, you know, this lower vibrational timeline that I've been on. It doesn't resonate with me anymore. Okay, so like taking that action. Woof, that scared me when he barked. Apparently he's just going to bark throughout this reading, so I do apologize, guys. All right, let's go ahead and pull an Isis Oracle for one of our final messages for the collective. All right, Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess. Wow, wow, wow. All right, beautiful. Victory, success, I'm kicking things and pushing things. All right. Okay. So, Spirit of Isis, Triumph of the Goddess. Just, I mean, this whole reading is about success and about happiness and being grateful for everything that you've been through and where you're going. Sorry, you guys, these are hard to find because they're not numbered. So now my spelling skills are tested. Oh, geez. Okay. Pull it together. Beloved initiate, there are times to surrender and let go, but there are never times to give up. Persist with your bold faith and inspired action until the impossible happens. Yeah, I mean, this, you guys, this is, for some of you, this is a fairy tale romance that you never even dreamt could happen. For others of you, it's even bigger than that. Isis has the spirit of triumph and will never fail in her quest, no matter how bold or impossible it seems. All you have to do is believe. All right, you guys, I do apologize. If it were any other reading, I would definitely like stop it and redo it because of the dog barking, but I just can't. You guys, this is your message. Claim it. It's awesome. All right, so here we get passages, spiritual signs of inclination. You're walking through passages of your transformation. Yeah, 8 of Cups. You've been given, you took a bite of that apple. And I think some of you kind of regretted it, and Spirit's saying, this had to happen. Trust the universe. Intuition has wandered and led you astray. The timing's not yours, but the universe at play. Have faith and breathe. Yeah, so when you're feeling those tough times, have faith. Everything is working out. Triumph, success, this is passion, this is heat, this is something that cannot be ignored. This is something you've manifested, and it's also something that you deserve. I love you guys so much. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, comment, share, ring that notification bell. Most of all, I want to thank you for all your love and support, and I hope you have an absolutely beautiful day. Take care.